Hello everyone, welcome to Technologies Discussion channel. Today, I'd like to continue the discussion on sustainability. Okay, so this video, firstly, I will define what is climate change, what will be the effect of climate change, and also how this climate change is actually linked to sustainability. So this will be the objective of this video. This will be the part 4 series discussion on sustainability. So guys, if you're keen to know more about sustainability, please take a look on the playlist under the description. Over there, you will be able to find a series of discussion on sustainability. This is my email. If you have any question regards on this discussion, please drop me an email. Or if not, if you want to have a faster response, you are also welcome to ask your question through the comment. Before I continue, I would like to urge you guys to help this channel by like this video. Guys, just a few seconds, press the like button now. For those who are new, please consider to subscribe and turn on your notification bell. Once again, thank you so much for strong support. Firstly, let's quickly define what is climate change. In fact, climate change is one of the most pressing global challenge significantly impact environment that we actually live in, the economics and also the social system. Climate change actually refers to long-term change in the Earth average temperature and also the weather pattern. So this shift include variation in temperature, precipitation, which means that rain and also snow, wind patterns, and other elements of the climate system. While some changes occur naturally over decades to millions of years, but many they are actually increasingly driven by our activities. So this diagram here actually shows the global average temperature year by year. In between 2014 and 2023, the world was on average around 1.2 degree warmer than during the late 19th century. And 2024 is virtually certain to end up as the world's hottest year on record. So this is where is 2014 and 2023. You can see that on average, it is actually about 1.2 degree higher than the 19th century. And you can see this is where we are, 2024 now. And as it mentioned that this is actually the world hottest year. So basically we have another breakthrough which we do not want it to happen. The climate has naturally changed throughout the Earth's history. However, the nature cause cannot fully explain the particular rapid warming that we observe over the last century. So this increase of temperature is actually happened throughout, but some nature event which we cannot explain. For example, the volcano activity, the eruption actually release large amount of carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. This can actually impact the global temperature. The solar availability, the changes in the sun energy output influence the Earth climate. As you can see this diagram here, which is the sun energy output. You can see that they actually decrease. So basically the sun energy actually decrease and we actually receiving lesser energy. And this can also a big impact in terms of the Earth climate. The orbit change, the variation in the Earth orbit and tilt, which is known as Milankovitch cycle. So this affect the amount of sunlight and the planet receive. So this will actually affect, because of the changes in the Earth orbit and also the tilt. Not only Earth, all the other planet, they actually will be affected by this change. The nature greenhouse gas emission. So greenhouse gas is also known as GHG. The methane from wetland and carbon dioxide from nature process also contribute to climate change. The climate warning has been mainly caused by human activities. We are all the culprit. Okay, since the start of the industry revolution, okay, when humans began burning large amount of fossil fuels, the amount of carbon dioxide (CO2) in the atmosphere has risen by about 50%, far above the level seen in the Earth's recent history. Okay, the current accelerated rate of climate change is largely primarily because of the release of greenhouse gas. The key contributor include, okay, firstly is actually the major culprit is actually the burning of fossil fuel. Okay, we burn this because we want to have energy. Okay, the car for the transportation and also the industry, okay, which all release the CO2. Okay, we also have more and more deforestation, okay, because we want to clear the land for our industry, for example, and because of the reduction of the trees, okay, this actually reduce the carbon that is actually intended to be absorbed by tree, but now all the tree has been gone, okay, because we have more and more deforestation, and therefore there is a reduced carbon that is actually absorbed by the tree. The industrial process, okay, they actually emit the greenhouse gas like methane and also nitrous oxide. Okay, agriculture, okay, they actually produce methane from livestock and rice paddies, as well as nitrous oxide from fertilizer. Okay, when future fuels burn, okay, they actually release the greenhouse gas, mostly CO2. Okay, so this CO2 act like a blanket. Okay, so at the atmosphere, there is actually like a blanket. They actually trap the extra energy in the atmosphere near the Earth's surface. Okay, so this actually cause the planet to heat up, okay, which the Earth temperature to go out. The CO2 released from the burning fossil fuel has a distinctive chemical fingerprint, okay, which match the type of CO2 increasingly found in the atmosphere. Okay, because we burn fossil fuel, okay, so basically the CO2 that is emitted up by the fossil fuel, we actually can find a lot of them in the atmosphere. Okay, so basically this is undesired. Next, okay, just want to take a quick look on the CO2 level. Okay, so basically you can see that this is where we are currently. Okay, so you can see this is where it is in 1950. Okay, so if you compare, okay, to the CO2 that is millions of years ago, close to millions. Okay, so you can see that we are actually at the top now. So we actually emit more and more CO2. Okay, so basically you can see that throughout, okay, the CO2 emission is actually maintained at a reasonable manner. So after this, there is some slight changes, but it's still so-called acceptable. Okay, but looking at today's world, you can see that there is a huge surge in terms of CO2 emission, and this become a big concern. A global average temperature increase of 1.2 degree. Okay, so this might not sound like very drastic. However, it has already has a huge effect on the environment. Okay, so this include the effect of climate change, include the rising temperature. So the global average temperature have increased. Okay, so this led to more heat waves. We also have the melting ice caps and the rising sea level. Okay, the melting glacier and thermal expansion of ocean contribute to higher sea level. We also have extreme weather event, the increased frequency and severity of hurricanes, droughts, and floods. We also have the ecosystem that is the disrupt. Okay, species face habitat loss, and the biodiversity is actually threatened. Ocean acidification. Okay, higher CO2 level are reducing the ocean pH. Okay, the pH of the ocean. Okay, this drastically affect the marine life. Let's go through some of the example of climate change. The first one is the extreme weather event, hurricanes and typhoon. Okay, we have warmer sea temperature, okay, because the sea temperature rise, so therefore we have a warmer in terms of the sea temperature. These are all intensified hurricanes and typhoon. Okay, for instance, Hurricane Lane, okay, 2022, actually caused catastrophic damage in Florida, fueled by warmer Gulf of Mexico water. Another example is the typhoon Haiyan 2013, okay, basically occur in Philippines. Okay, so this is actually one of the strongest tropical cyclones ever that is actually recorded, exacerbated by high sea surface temperature. Okay, you can see that these are extreme weather event. Okay, so we are going to have more and more hurricane and also typhoon. As for heat wave, the Europe heat wave can occur at 2022. They shattered the temperature records with part of the UK experience temperature exceed 40 degree, okay, for the first time. Okay, this is the evidence of heat wave. You can see that UK exceed the temperature 40 degree for the first time. As for Indian, okay, at the same year 2022, the heat wave actually caused widespread water shortage, and actually this affect millions of people. Okay, next on the melting glacier and ice sheet. Okay, the Greenland and Antarctica ice loss. Okay, the satellite data show Greenland actually losing 280 billion tons of ice every year. You can see from this diagram here. Okay, so this actually contribute to global sea level rising. So when the ice melt, okay, they actually become the sea, and this actually cause the sea level to increase. Antarctica is also experienced significant ice loss, okay, particular from the Twix Glacier up the Doomsday Glacier. Okay, for the glacier retreat, okay, we have the iconic glacier like Switzerland, okay, where we actually do all the ice skating, and also from the Peru, okay, Quicaya ice cap, they are all shrinking rapidly. Okay, the Glacier National Park in the US has lost over half its glacier since the late 19th centuries. Another example of climate change is the rising sea level. Okay, so there is more and more flooding of coastal area. Okay, so city like Miami, Jakarta, and Venice actually regularly experience sunny day flooding. Okay, so most of the time when they actually flood is actually because of rainy day. But now, okay, we have lots of sunny, okay, which means that it's a fine weather, but we also have flooding issue. Okay, so this is actually due to higher sea level. In the Pacific nation like Tuvalu and Kiribati, okay, they actually face existing threat from rising sea. Erosion and habitat loss. Okay, so the coastal community in Alaska, okay, they are being relocated, okay, as melting permafrost and sea level rise make them not able to stay in the environment anymore. So this is under the rising sea level. Next, on the ocean change. Okay, so ocean is the biggest so-called surface on the earth. Okay, we have the coral bleaching. Okay, the Great Barrier Reef in Australia has suffered severe bleaching. As you can see here, they become white. Okay, particularly in 2016 and 2017. Okay, so again, this is all driven by the warming sea temperature and also the ocean acidification. In terms of fishing impact here, okay, the warmer ocean temperature are shifting fish population, okay, such as caught in the North Atlantics, affecting the ecosystem and livelihood. Okay, you can see that in this area here, okay, so in this part of the world, okay, you can see that the amount of fish in terms of the temperature of the cool water fish, they actually disappear in the future. Currently, we are here. Okay, we still have some very little so-called cool water fish, but in the very near future, all this will be disappeared. On another part of the earth, okay, which is the tropical, okay, you can see that we still, in the old days, we still have some so-called subtropical fish. Okay, but now all these subtropical fish is missing, just a little bit left. But in the very near future, we are also getting very less fish as compared to the old days. So therefore, if we don't do anything, the ocean change, okay, will affect the food security as is shown over here. The ecosystem disruption, the wildlife extinction, okay, so species like the Burman cane melomys, okay, so it's actually a rodent, Okay, they become the first mammal that actually declare extinct because of the rising sea levels. We also have the forest die-off. Heat wave and droughts have led to mass die-off of trees in forests from California, Serena, Nevada to the Amazon rainforest, as you can see from this diagram here. Okay, the droughts and the water scarcity, okay, the persistence of drought, okay, the western United States have been in a prolonged droughts, deplete reservoir, okay, like Lake Min and Colorado River. Okay, for the East Africa, they also has faced repeated droughts, threatening millions with food supply. Okay, so basically you can see that with little water, okay, the crops cannot be grown, and this actually affect millions of people, okay, especially in a poorer so-called country or region in Africa. 7, on the agriculture and food security, the crops failure, the heat wave and droughts have actually reduced wheat and maize yield in the key region like India, US, and also Europe. Okay, the pests and disease, okay, because we concerned about agriculture and food security, the warmer temperature are actually expanding the range of agriculture pests and also the disease that break out. Okay, this further stressing the crops. Last example of climate change will be the increasing wildfire. Okay, we are getting more and more increase of wildfire. So therefore, they become more frequent and the fire actually also intense. Okay, so the Australia bushfire, okay, you can see that, okay, it doesn't mean that it actually lasts for one whole year, but you can see that the fire actually can cross over from year to year. Okay, so they actually burn over 46 million hectares, killing or displace billions of animals. Okay, you can see that this kind of effect, okay, in terms of sustainability. California fire seasons are also worsened, okay, due to the hotter, drier condition, okay, with the campfire 2018 being one of the latest. Okay, so basically you can see that the wildfire happen very easily because of the higher temperature in the earth. Okay, so if you had learned something from this video, okay, please consider to like this video and also subscribe to this channel. Let's quickly understand, okay, how climate change is actually linked to sustainability. In short, there are actually three pillars: environment pillar, social pillar, and also the economic pillar. Okay, let's go to the environment pillar. Okay, the resource depletion. Okay, so basically resource is a limited, we have limited resource, and this thing will be finished. And because of the climate change, okay, the water scarcity actually reduce those livable land, and this actually stress the energy resource. Biodiversity loss, habitat change driven by warming temperature and extreme weather event actually threaten countless species. As for pollution, okay, the greenhouse gas emission and the impact actually will harm air, soil, and also the water quality. Okay, so these are all the effect of environment. Next, okay, will be on the social pillar. So this actually we have going to have a lot of health risks because of the climate change. Okay, the heat wave, polluted air, and also the vector-borne disease. Okay, like malaria here, they are going to be worsened, okay, due to climate change. Because of climate change, okay, this is become more and more so-called norm, and this actually will affect our health. Food security, okay, because of the unpredictable weather, okay, so these are going to affect the agriculture. This led to food shortage and also the price instability. Okay, once we have food shortage, the price can increase a lump. Okay, so therefore this is something again that we want to avoid. So this event actually also help with controlling of the climate. Displacement, rising sea level and extreme weather event actually force community to migrate, and this actually create climate refugees. Okay, so basically they move from place to place to avoid all this issue. Coming to the economic pillar, okay, so in terms of the economic cost, damage to the infrastructure because of the climate change, our infrastructure is damaged by the nature, for example, disaster response and also the loss of productivity due to extreme weather event impose significant costs. Okay, we always see this hurricane, etc. This can be very damaging in terms of our infrastructure. Inequality, vulnerable population in developing nation, they are actually disproportionately affected by this climate change as they often lack the resource to adapt. Okay, so basically in a poorer country, okay, this become an issue, okay, because they don't have much resource to adapt. So therefore you see that those poor country, for example, in the Africa, okay, they don't have so much food, for example. Okay, this is all undesired. Okay, the science is not completely certain. Okay, but according to the UN, the consequence of 2-degree global warming versus the 1.5 degree. So we do a comparison between 2 degree and 1.5 degree. This may be the effect. Okay, we are going to have extreme hot day. Okay, so this could become on average 4 degrees warmer at mid latitude. Okay, the region outside the pole and the tropicals versus 3 degree at 1.5. So when it's actually at 2 degree, okay, so the temperature will be around 4 degree warmer. Okay, so at 1.5 degree, it's actually at 3 degree warmer. Okay, the sea level rise could be around 0.1 meter higher than at 1.5 degree. So when it actually at 2 degree, the sea level actually rise up by 0.1 meter. So this actually exposing up to 10 million more people to event, including more frequent flooding. Okay, so again, more than 99% of the coral reef could be lost as compared with 70 to 90% at 1.5 degree. So when the temperature increase to 2 degree, okay, we anticipate that even more than 99% of the coral reef, they could be disappeared. Twice the number of plants and the animals, okay, they could be exposed to unsuitable climate conditions across more than half their geographical area. Several hundred millions more people may be exposed to climate-related risks, and this also can be led to the poverty by 2050 as compared to 1.5 degree. Okay, so this slide here do a quick comparison between 1.5 degree increased by 1.5 or increased by 2 degree. Let's come to the last page. Why this thing actually matter? Okay, unchecked climate change can disrupt nature system, economics, and also society. Okay, address it require global cooperation to reduce the greenhouse gas emission, shift to renewable energy source, and adapt to changes already underway. Okay, so everybody has a part to play. Okay, so therefore I play the part, okay, to do this YouTube, to do the sharing. So like I mentioned, everybody has a part to play. This part cannot be played by a certain group of people. So everybody need to work together, okay, to reduce all the greenhouse gas emission by shifting to use the renewable energy source. Okay, we don't burn any more fossil fuels, for example. And because of this, okay, then we can have a better earth, better so-called situation, better living condition for our future generation. Okay, so with this, I'd like to end my discussion. Please sub to like and subscribe. Once again, thank you so much for your strong support. I hope to see you guys soon. Bye for now. Thank you.